Hi everyone, welcome to week 3. We're going to be doing intermediate HTML and number conversions this week. Before I get started, I just want to give you some quick updates. My lab hours are currently online at the same time, Wednesdays 12 to 2. So if you have any assignment questions or anything like that, you can feel free to drop in. It's a Zoom call. Your assignments, you should have the graded assignment already in, so you should have the grades in for the first introductory assignment. If you don't, email me and let me know. For your next quiz, it's going to be on September 20th until the 22nd, I believe. So that's going to be a number conversion, so make sure you prepare for that. You're going to have 2 attempts, and your highest attempt is going to count. And your next assignment, your second assignment, is going to be similar to recitation task last week. So it's going to be creating the pet recommendations.html, and it's fairly simple as long as you understand the recitation task. So be sure to do that because that's due on the 22nd, I believe. And that should be it for updates, so let's get started. Okay, so like I said, we're going to be focusing on number conversions. So our do now is going to be convert this binary number to decimal. So to convert to decimal, if you don't know how to do it, here's going to be a hint. Multiply each component of the binary number by its base raised to each corresponding power. So I'm going to ask you to take a minute, pause the video, and try to work on this. And I will stop so you can do that. Okay, so I'm assuming you paused and now you have an answer, or if you don't know, that's fine as well. Let's try to figure this out. So what you're going to do is you're going to list all the digits of the binary number in a table. Well, that will make it easier for you. And you're going to take the base of the binary system, which is the base 2. And you're going to put it up to the power, starting from 0 all the way until the last binary digit. Since we're starting at 0 and going until 7, it's the same thing as starting at 1 and going until 8. But you're going to start at 0 because that's just how this works. 2 to the power of 0 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 to the power of 1 is 2. 2 times 0 is 0. And you're going to keep on doing that multiplication all the way. Usually you're going to get zeros and ones. If you end up in a situation like this, you're going to get a big number. Once you're done with that, you're going to take all of these numbers and add them together. So 64 plus 1 is 65. And that is going to be your decimal equivalent of this binary number. So hopefully that makes sense. We're going to move on to the next one. This is going to be the opposite. Convert from decimal to binary. So from 72 to binary. If you need a hint, your hint is going to be start by dividing the decimal number by 2 until you reach a result that cannot be divided by 2 anymore. And make sure you keep a note of all the remainders that you get when you're dividing, because that's going to be important to find the binary number. Okay, so I'm assuming you did it and you have an answer. If not, that's fine as well. So to convert, let me just move this down. You're going to divide by 2 until you can't do so any further. So start at 72, divide by 2, 36, 18, 9, 4. Once you do 9 divided by 2, you get a remainder of 1. So we're keeping a note of all the remainders. And you keep on going all the way until you get to 0. You can't divide by 0 anymore. Divide 0 by 2. So you're just going to stop there. And your binary number is going from the bottom to the top, or the last to the first. So it'll be 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0. That's your binary number. So for future exams and the quiz, make sure you know how to go to binary to decimal and decimal to binary. If you need extra practice, they are on Canvas. I'm going to show you that right now. So if you go to Canvas and do student view. Okay, so you're going to go down to over here, course resources and weekly learning objectives. Then you're going to find conversion worksheets under week 2. And it's going to take you to the files section. And it has the worksheets and the answers. So this one is the solutions. you only need to know base 10 to base 2, which is decimal to binary and binary to decimal. So practice those. These are the solutions. There's different types of worksheets. You can, like, if you don't understand it, you could always search online for steps, or, you know, email me, show up in lab hours, office hours, anything like that. Okay. Let's keep going. Okay, so last week we talked about the basic HTML document, also known as the shell page. So from now on, for future assignments, because you're going to be creating HTML documents often, it might be better to just set a shell.html in your CS170 folder on your computer. And every time you want to make a new HTML, instead of typing out the basic HTML, you can just use this and press save as, and save it as another file. And then you can just keep on using the same shell to start you off on your assignments or whatever you're working on. So that's one thing, but it's up to you because it's not that many lines of code. It's like a couple words, really. So if you want to do that, you could do that. And then this is Intro to Web Console. So this is going to help more when you start working on JavaScript, but it also works for HTML as well. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to your browser. Move this over here. You're going to go to these three dots over here. That's the settings. And you're going to go to more tools. And then developer tools. And then this whole thing is going to pop up. It might not pop up right on console. It might pop up like this. Either way, what you want to see is the console. You can see the elements is basically like whatever web page you're viewing right now. It'll give you the HTML of that web page. So this is like the HTML of Google because I'm on Google right now. But we're mainly focusing on console, which also shows up right here. So anytime you have an error in your code, something that doesn't work, it's going to show up in the console, like this variable is undeclared or something like that. It's going to show up, and that can help you like debug, which means like work out your problems in your code. So that's one thing to keep note of. I'm going to show you an easier way to work out your problems as well. Okay, that is called W3C Validator. So this is when you're checking specifically for HTML errors. So once you click on the link, it's going to take you to this page, and you're going to press Validate by Direct Input. Once you do that, let's say if you're checking for your second assignment, is all your code okay? You're going to copy paste the code in this, and you're going to press check. So right now it's going to give me an error because I didn't put anything in. But if you put in like good code, everything should pop up normally. It'll give you like a green light. Okay. Next one, W3 Schools. This is a very important and useful website, especially when you're learning almost any type of programming language. Specifically for HTML, you're going to go scroll down, click HTML reference. And this is a reference guide of almost every type of HTML tag and attributes. A lot of these are going to be what we learn in class, but a lot of them aren't. So when working on assignments, make sure you use things that we learned in class. That's going to be really important. And what it's going to do is, like, let's say today we're going to talk about the A tag or the hyperlink tag. Let's say you want to learn more about this. You can click on it. There's a try it yourself. It opens up like an IDE where you can talk about it and make changes to it. Let's say you want to edit it. You press save, press run. Never mind. Press run. You know, it's like a online IDE or text editor that runs. If you want to learn about which browsers it works on, tips, definitions, and then more attributes for that tag, then they'll all be listed here. And you can go through a bunch of tags, but for assignments, make sure you use tags that we learn in class. Things that are not used in class, they are not going to count towards your grade. Basically, points will be taken off. So remember that. Okay, HTML cheat sheet. So this will be posted on Rutgers on your Canvas sheet. It might not be there currently, so if it's not, then I'm just going to link it. But basically, it's a reference guide similar to W3 Schools, but this one has exactly what you can use. So let's actually leave student view and just show this. Okay, so this is the basic HTML structure. So anytime you need this, you can just copy it from here if you don't want to create the shell.html. common tags. This is a lot more things that you're going to learn. Some things you already know. CSS, things like that. And remember, only use concepts taught in this course. Okay, let's keep moving on. Okay, images, folder structure. So we're going to basically get started on our task for this recitation. And for that, there are a bunch of images that I uploaded into recitation 3 folder on the files tab. So wherever you go to find these slides, you're going to see like these dog1, dog2, cat, and shell.html. So you're going to find those files, and I want you to download them. Once you download them, I'm hoping you already have a CS170 folder. If not, create one first, and then you're going to create a recitation 3 folder. Once you do that, we're going to create an app3.html and app3_2.html because we're making a 2-page website today. So this one just means the first page of the website. This just means the second page of the website. The 3 stands for, this is like the third application because it's our third recitation. And make sure all your cat, dog1, and dog2 and shell is in this file. And then you're going to create a subfolder called images, and you're going to put the bunny image in that folder. And this is just basically because in this assignment we're going to see how to access different types of images. For images from the internet, images locally sourced on your computer, images from another folder inside another folder, so things like that. So make sure you have this set up properly because that's going to affect if you are able to view your images once you run your code in the web browser. Okay, so now let's get started. Okay, so the first HTML document. So assume I closed the body tag and the head tag, or body tag and the HTML tag. Right now it's at the bottom because I have other code in the middle that I want to show you. But basically have the shell.html out. And you're going to make sure you save it as an HTML document, like do everything like we did last week. Once you do that, I want you to title it recitation example. So this is just something we're working on. Okay, the first thing we're going to have, let's just uncomment this, is recitation example. We're going to make an H1 tag. If you know what that means, good. If you don't, that means header 1. Okay, that 1 just stands for the sizing. And then we're going to have a subtitle called web image. So here we're going to have a little dog picture, and this is an image tag. So if you haven't already talked about this before in class, an image tag just doesn't have a closing tag. It's just like one tag. It's kind of different. And it's going to put img for image, and it's going to close over here, and it has attributes inside of it. So this is source, alternate name, width, and height. So source is usually the link. In here, we're trying to access a picture from the internet. So that's why we have a link to it. The alternate name is what's going to pop up in case this link doesn't work. So instead of just nothing popping up, this phrase little dog will pop up if this link doesn't work. And width and height, that's when you're trying to style things. So here we want it to be a good square shaped. So that's when we put width and height of 200 pixels. And this BR stands for a break. So this means like everything else is going to come on the next line afterwards. We're going to leave a little bit of space. Okay, so make sure this is saved. And however you open it in browser, you can do that. If you open it using going through your Finder, then selecting the file name, then press open in Chrome, you can do that. If this button shows up for you, if you're on a Mac, then do that. You can just press open in browser, and this should pop up. It should say recitation example at top. This should be your personal file path, so it might say your name or wherever you have the folder in. Your H1 tag, H2 tag, this is H2 tag, and this is going to be the little doggy picture. If this didn't work, we would have the word little dog show up, and that would tell us, okay, our picture isn't working. Okay. Let's go next one, local images. Okay, so for a local image, we're still going to have the image tag, but this source is going to say cat.jpg. So this means that we already have this image downloaded on our computer and it's in the same file as our HTML file. And you're just gonna just call it by whatever it's named. And you're gonna have the same alternate tag and width and height. Once you save that and refresh over here, you should have a local image and you should see a little kitty. Okay, and last one. Okay, this last one is called the subfolder file. So this is where we put the bunnies folder. And if you can see, I named my folder images. If you name your folder something else, then that's when you're put over here. So you can put images/bunnies.jpg. And everything else is the same, the other attributes. And here what we're going to have is a hyperlink tag. That's what the anchor tag stands for. And here we're going to link to the next page, because since we're making a 2-page website, we're making a link to the second page of our website, which is going to be more about cats and dogs. Then remember to close your body tag and close your HTML tag. So hopefully this will work. Refresh. Okay, and there it is. So you have the bunny and then you have the link. So once you click on that link, it's going to take you to the next page. Right now, you probably don't have code yet. So first we're going to write the code and then we're going to go to that page. So this code is going to be a little bit more complicated because it involves a table and it's like just a lot of nested things inside the table. So let's start up here. So again, you're going to open up another HTML file. Make sure it's in the same Recitation 3 folder as everything else. And you're going to just title it page 2 after you put in all your basic HTML shell code. And HR stands for horizontal line, or yes, horizontal line. We're going to have an H1, that's the title. We're going to create a table. So I do have a table created. It's just like I have a lot of other code yet still to show you, so you don't see the closing of the table tag, but you're just going to create a table and just remember to close it. We're going to put a border of 3, so it's going to be a thicker border. Okay, so in the table row, we're going to have 2 headers. This header called cats, and it's going to be with a nested hyperlink. So you see how the header opens and closes here. And that link is going to be to another website. And you're going to have another header called dogs. And this is going to have a col span of 2. So col span means how many columns are you going to have in that table. We're telling it 2. So that's what it would have. And then you're going to close it. And then this is going to be the data, the table data. So you're going to have 3 images, cat, dog 1, dog 2. Make sure each have their alternate names and the appropriate sizing, because if you have weird, wonky sizing, your table is going to show really weird. Okay. Next row, we're going to have cat toys. And we're going to have it at a col span of 2, meaning it's going to have 2 columns. And it's going to be cat toys and dog toys. Okay, this part is where it looks a little bit complicated, but it's basically a bunch of stuff within a bunch of stuff. So on the outside, we have the table row and the table data. You can see when you hover over it, it kind of shows you where the tag closes. So we're just focusing on this part right now. In this table data, we have an unordered list with 2 list items called mice and yarn. And then another section of the table data, we're going to have an unordered list of 3 items, bones, balls, and squeaky toys. So once you have that code in, this is just going to end the page. So we're going to close the table tag, we're going to put 2 break tags, and then we're going to put a hyperlink. So this link is going to go back to home page. So hopefully that all makes sense. We're going to press save and open in browser. Okay, so you should see page 2 opens up now. And you have more about cats and dogs. This is the table. So these were the things we were nesting in the unordered list inside a table. And everything should be sized properly. If you see the cats, it has the blue font or the blue color because it's linking to another website. So if you click on it, it should take you to this website. and you see this back to home page link. So if you click on that, it should take you back to what we were working on before, the first HTML file. And that was really it. There's just a lot of information, but it's very similar to what we were doing last week. So as long as you just understand, you know, these A tags, which are for hyperlinks, and if you understand how tables work, then that should be mainly it. So hopefully you have understood everything that we did so far. If not, email me, and your password or the secret code for the attendance is going to be pen. I am just making these words off the top of my head. I see a pen, so that's what it's gonna be. PEN. Okay, and that should be it. Have a good day and have a good week, and let me know if you have any questions. Bye.